Okay, so welcome back everybody. So I'm back in the habitat. I've been out swapping barrels over and filling the tanks, the large tanks that I built. Okay, so as you can tell by the clock, quite a few hours have passed since the last episode, the last part of the previous video. And what I've done, I'll show you on the map, I've set up an extra... The devil's going on here? Oh, of course. Just a moment. Okay, so try that again. Okay, so I've moved. This had well, basically what I did, I built another. Well, I printed up another RTG to power this one drill, but I've noticed a pattern. You don't seem to get a great deal of extra sort of boost in power that's supplied to the drill. In other words, what I mean by that is it seems to close down. It seems to shut down just as often. So what I've done is I put another drill up here. So basically I printed up another drill powered by one of the RTGs. That way I need 2 cables to power each drill. Whereas if you use a junction box like I did here, at this point, you need more than just the 2. Of course that allows you to put more RTGs into the junction box and hopefully power the drill more effectively, but it doesn't seem to work, as I said. It doesn't seem to sort of provide any more power. It's a bit strange. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to build another 3D print up. I'm going to print up another drill. These are the big drills, not the small drills. So I'm going to print up another drill. I'm going to take this RTG and I'm probably going to move, set up another drilling site somewhere else where it's pretty rich. I may even take it, see what it's like here. No, that's not too bad. I mean, it's still 2,000 plus, but that's 3,000. The reason why I put this one here is because, I mean, this has obviously got another 1, 2. It's got another 3 blocks, which are all well above 4,000. So what's this one? Okay, right. So I'll put the one here. I'll put the third drill. So what I'll do is I'll go out and print up another drill. Move it, set it up to here, set it up in here, bond back the edge of this crater, this sort of recess, whatever it's called, this depression. And I'll take these other RTG here and then pop it and power the drill. Then I'll take the other junction box away from here and just power this with 2 cables. So each of these drills only take up 2 cables. That's only 6 cables. So what I've done is I've made some more. Plastic is very, I've said this before, plastic seems to be very time consuming. Very time consuming. So I'm going to do, I'm going to go out. Need any water? In fact, actually the weather has actually turned pretty nasty. That's some pretty bad weather actually. It's been blowing quite bad. In fact I had to run after about 3 different barrels because they went blowing off up towards the west, towards the beach. I wanted to go to the beach obviously. Okay, so what I'll do, what we will do, we'll go and take a look. And I've lost the drill. I've no idea where I lost it. Like, it may be a slight bug if you leave a drill on your character when you log out. So that's a little tip for anyone who has any problems. And when I came back in, my character died instantly. It doesn't make any difference. Makes no real difference, but I did notice there was a definite something to do with leaving a drill on my character. So I lost the drill, unfortunately. But it can't be helped. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make plastic. And I will show you just how flipping difficult. I've made about 64 made one extra cable rail. That takes 20 plastic. The good news is that the radiation shielded walls that you can make your radiation shield sort of section out of for your base only take about 2 or 3 or 4 bits of plastic, so that's a good thing. But plastic is very time consuming. And it does take quite a lot of atmospheric gas to actually make as well, because you have to split so much down and you want to get a tiny amount of what you actually need to make the plastic. Where did I park? Oh yeah, there we go. You see I mean, RTG is the only thing you can really use, but because of the low temperature, they also find it pretty hard to provide power as well. They're quite down on what they should be. Especially when the weather keeps coming in like this. I think I need to refuel this as well. So let me just refuel this. So I refuel it by taking the barrel. I don't know what that was about. Yeah, because basically you have to make nitrous oxide, even though it's actually termed as nitric oxide. Which I've... Oh, 52 seconds for... Oh, you are joking me. It seems to send these solar flares down quite often as well. More than it really would do in real life. More than I think should be happening anyway, but there we go. We have to work with what we've got, I suppose. Hopefully it's not too bad, because I'm not going back inside. That's just going to waste time. I think I've spent enough time filling barrels up. So we are shielded under here, for the most part anyway. Because you can't hear the tick 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 tick, the sort of Geiger counter sound effect. So I'll just grab that and wait for a few seconds. Ah, dear me. Am I beginning to regret trying to do this at the pole? Or one of the poles? Somewhat, yeah. It's very hard. Well, that's what I wanted, I suppose. That's what I said. The hardest environment you could possibly try to do this in. It's made more difficult because I can't use the topsoil extractor. So that's one source of resources I've got. That, you know, basically I don't have it. I don't have that source. That'll be quite good for getting water. Because in order to get water, now I have to mess around. I have to fill 6 of the barrels. I think it's about 4 or 5 of the barrels with different resources. I just can't really go. I can't go throwing them away because that's just a complete waste. I mean, such as hydrogen. You need hydrogen to make the plastic. You need a lot of hydrogen. There's 11 for every 1 bit of plastic that you can make, and 6 carbon. The carbon's easy enough, but it's the hydrogen. So what I've been using the water and the habitat, which probably isn't a good idea. But you don't need a great deal of plastic. Like I said, you need like maybe 4 bits of plastic for large sort of slabs of building sort of blocks that you need to make your radiation shielded section of. What I might do sort of the top section of the roof of the buildings. All the buildings in the radiation shielded sort of type of building block. Well, that's what they're called. We're going to see what they're called. that is the third cable reel that I've made. I think there's still 3 cables on it. You get 5 on them, and I think there's 3 left on that. I think I've used 2. That's another thing about using solar panels as opposed to RTGs. You have to keep doing this. And if it's pretty remote, where you've got these things deployed, you can't always get to them as regularly as you might sort of need to clean them. Okay, so as I was saying, I've got some plastic somewhere. I've actually done a large tank of it, or at least I did do. So that's what I've got left. And there's the plastic. I had 64. That doesn't add up actually. I can't have had 64 because I've only used 20. Let me take another look. Let me take another look. I've got some nitrous oxide, even though it's actually labelled nitric oxide. The barrel says nitro oxide, yet the refiner, when you refine it, it says nitric oxide. 2 different things altogether. Never mind. Right, so where is Outpost? There we go, there's radiation shield. Radiation shield, small floor. So it's 20 aluminium, 15 iron, 2 carbon, and just 3 plastic. So it would appear the most plastic you're going to use, it's better to actually do the large blocks, as we found out, because you use far less resources. That is 4. This is 4 of these, same as the printer floor. So if you add those up 4 times, that'll be 80. What the heck's that? 75. That should be 15. That should be 60. No. So that's not actually better. Well, that's weird. Because that should only be 80 aluminium. It's actually 85. What's that all about then? That's okay for the plastic. It's 4 times the plastic. So it doesn't really save you anything. In fact, you save by doing 4 of these. Or interlocking them. And yet the printer's the other way around. So what's that all about? That's weird. But anyway, it still doesn't matter. It's still need 12 plastic for a large sheet of 4 of these. Or you could print 4 of those for the same amount. But slightly less, 5 points aluminium less. And 15 iron less. Yeah, that should be 4, so that should be 60. Not 75. I think someone at BIS seems to, I think they've forgotten their calculator. Never mind. Alright. So I showed you the radiation shielding only uses a tiny amount of plastic, which is a good job because it is hellishly hard to make. Excuse my French, but it is very, very hard. And I've got tons of silicon, aluminium oxide. I've got a barrel of argon there. That's the only way you can actually get water, is to get all these different things to get water, which you know, it's very time consuming. There's nitro oxide. Now I see it says nitro oxide, yet when I was making that it said nitric oxide on the refiner, which is weird, isn't it? There's carbon dioxide, which I need, which is a split to get carbon from. And there's all the oxygen I've collected. 4,562. And the only way to actually get hydrogen is to just split water, so I need to get water. Where am I going? What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you really quickly, if I can. And because I know what time it's taking to actually do all this, there's going to be a gap in this playlist. I don't mean actual gap where there's not going to be no videos. I mean there's not going to be maybe a video every single day, because the amount of time it's taking to do this, I've got other things to do as well. It would help if I had other people in here, but no one I know has the flipping game, and the only one I have, the only copy I have, won't link to another copy that's installed on the machine, which is pretty obvious, even though I'm actually doing it through LAN. So, I have no idea. And I can't link to any of the sort of official multiplayer servers through my router for some reason, through my connection. Okay, so I've got this one, 4,150, almost about halfway full. I've got this one full of Mars atmosphere, but the actual Mars rock is proving to be, as I said, rather difficult to get your hands on. It's simply because, I think it's simply because, like I said, it's the temperature. It doesn't only just affect, I mean the solar panels are affected by the cloud, and the temperature is affecting the RTG output power. So it's not very good. But let's get on. I'm going to check to see if this is probably full. A bit of power. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to empty this out, empty the barrels. Then I'll carry on and show you how to. Basically, I'm going to build another drill rig, and then grab the second RTG over there. That's powering the. Just where my crosshairs are. Just see the drill. I think that's a drill anyway. Yep, that's the drill. Alright. Where's the RTG? Well, there's the two RTGs. Quite a distance away. Was I putting that far away? Yeah, atmospheric gas is you know, it's good because you get tons of it. You do as much as you like, and luckily that is what I need to make the plastic. So I can actually, you know, I can grab as much as I need. There's no limits on it. You have to keep moving around. And when you release anything that you don't need, it just goes back into the atmosphere. Unlike when you dump hard material, as in rock, substrate, if there's soil, if you dump the soil, you don't get that back. It doesn't put it back into the actual surface, which it should do. It was proving so easy to get the atmospheric gas. I thought I'd fill another large tank up while I sort the drilling out. The actual drill rigs. Well, I've been at this about a week. It's ridiculous. I don't mean a week constantly. I've done, I think it's what, it's the 4th of December. I think it was the, so it's only like 24 hours. Technically it's actually not, it's about midnight local time, 23:32. So it's 11:30 at night. It's what, 10:30 in the morning on the 3rd of December we landed. So it's not long, it's not very long, but it's very boring when you have to sit in a game, not doing anything, listen to the radio. It's rather boring. As I said, once I've got these tanks filled, I can actually start on actually. I'm going to have to expand this 3D printer first, so I can build a cargo truck maybe. Because I can't imagine building parts down here, or even taking each individual of these parts away and cutting them down there. You're talking about a mile, and I can't put them in the back of the buggy because they won't fit in the buggy. Because then you can't make a trailer for your buggy, which is a bit weird, and you can't put them in containers, just like the barrels, which is a bit silly. Not being able to. So So as I said, because it's taking such a long time, there will probably be a gap. There will be a gap. While I fill these tanks up in my spare time when I'm not doing other videos. But I will carry on with it. I shall persevere. Whoops. That was a bit weird. It's a shame I can't make iron from atmospheric gas. That'd be easy. Okay, so now, as I was going to show you before, so we have reaction to list. So you have 5 Mars rock, makes silicon oxide, iron oxide, aluminium oxide. So it makes 2 of the first each and 1. So you need 5 barrels to make 1 aluminium oxide barrel. Oxygen magnesium oxide. So that's the only way that you can actually make it. Well, there's 2 ways you can get water. There's still Mars soil, which I can't get, or through atmosphere. And that's the second program of atmosphere. But you can see all the stuff you get. It's 20 barrels for just 1 barrel of water. So it's 20 barrels of Mars atmosphere. So that's 1,300. No, it's not. It's 2,600. Get 16 carbon dioxide from it, 2 nitrogen, 2 argon, 1 oxygen, and 1 water. Now the only source for hydrogen, which is what I need to make plastic, is this program. So what do I do with the rest of this stuff? I mean, the oxygen's fine, I've got a tank for that. Nitrogen, I can probably combine with the oxygen to make nitrogen oxide, at least half of it, so I can only throw half the nitrogen away. Carbon dioxide is easy, that's fine, I've got a big tank of that. The argon, I've got 1 full barrel and 1, about a third, just under a half a barrel of argon. Argon's not particularly all that not used that much. But in order to split the water into hydrogen, you only get 1. You can get 2 hydrogen for 1 oxygen. That's why it's called H2O. Hydrogen 2, oxygen 1. But it's very time consuming and it uses a lot. You gotta swap a lot of barrels over. And if that's not bad enough, synthesize plastic. Of course, you can store water. It's the easiest way to store hydrogen as well as oxygen, rather than just having 2 separate tanks with each resource in. But there's plastic. So 6 carbon and 11 hydrogen just to make 1 nitric oxide, just to make 1 plastic. And nitric oxide, which that's what I'm talking about. Nitric oxide. It's not. It's nitro oxide. There, nitro oxide. Yeah, it's listed as nitric oxide. That could confuse people. So it takes 1 nitrogen and 1 oxygen. How do you get nitrogen? Well, ah dear. Get 2 nitrogen from every 20. So every 20, crikey. So that's 20 for 2. So it'll be 10 barrels of atmosphere for, yeah, it'd be, yeah, crikey, yeah, for every barrel of nitrogen. So as you can see, it's quite time consuming. And I don't understand why they've made it so bad. But you have to play for such a long time. So from carbon dioxide I can split that to make 2 oxygen and 1 carbon. So that's not a problem for the plastic. Just so I can eat magnesium oxide. What do you need magnesium oxide for? It's not for that. Not for that. It's not for plastic. Ammonia. What do you need ammonia for? So nitric oxide, don't make it for glue or fabric. plastic? No. Where's methane and water? So that's 1 carbon dioxide for every 8 hydrogen. Everything's so sort of heavy in hydrogen. There's only one way of getting hydrogen, like I said, to splitting water. It's the only way you can get it. There's no other way of getting it. So methane by itself is 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen. Magnesium oxide. Must be some reason you need it, as it won't be listed. You should think so, wouldn't you? So 120 silicon oxide there. So I need more plastic. But right now I don't need any of it. But I will show how to make plastic. And that's pretty difficult to do. So I need that Martian. No, I don't. I just need that filling. So we need atmosphere. So we need atmospheric gas to start with. It's a shame not tipped over. Will not teach me trying to lift too much. Like 20 or 30 barrels worth. So first we need Mars atmosphere, and we need to split this down. And we'll split it down to its level 1 components as opposed to level 2. Just to save on barrel space. I don't have a great deal of barrels left. Probably going to need to pinch some more up before long. Right. No. Okay, so it's not Mars rock we want to be splitting. So it's Mars atmosphere. So select that. I've got no empty barrels at the moment. So it should be okay, so we need carbon dioxide, we'll be getting carbon dioxide, sorry, and nitrogen and argon. That is a level 2 program of 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take about 5 barrels, but I don't have 5 barrels to spare right now. So I need 10 Mars atmospheres. For every 10 Mars atmosphere, you get 8 carbon dioxide, 1 nitrogen, and 1 argon. It's a nitrogen I actually need more than anything else, but you do need the carbon dioxide as well to split down to carbon. Because I also need carbon to make plastic. But I need nitrous oxide. So I want the nitrogen. But I also need oxygen. But luckily, I've got a massive barrel of this stuff right here. Well, not a massive, it's about half full. So I don't actually need it. So that is silicon oxide. When I split that down to carbon, what the devil? It's a pebble. What's the problem? So how many barrels do I actually need? 1, 2, 3. So you want carbon, nitrogen. Right, so I'll take the carbon out. Where the hell am I going? Oh dear God. I don't have a great deal of carbon dioxide left here. But I will take the barrel. At which point I don't need to actually use that, I'll just collect it. Right, so I've got no barrels of aluminium oxide. So I've got no empty barrels. Or do I? Have a look. I'm sure I've got aluminium oxide somewhere. Don't step too close, it'll suck you in. Now what is this? I'll put it in here and I can't remember what it is. Hydrogen! Yeah. I need hydrogen. I've emptied this out and used the barrel. So I think I've got the barrel, the jump. Have I got the tank still empty? Oh dear God, I better do it. I better fill it with something else, haven't I? fine. No, I think 1 barrel of plastic for the time being. 130 plastic, consider how much plastic you actually need. I don't need any more cables. Not right now. I can always make more plastic. So I think 1 full barrel of plastic. I've only got 24 in there. I don't know what else I've used the plastic for. There was definitely 64 in there. I definitely made 64. I've only used 20 for the cable. So I don't know where the other 20 or so plastic disappeared to. Which is very good, isn't it? It's not very good, it's absolutely terrible. So I'm making... So do I have another spare barrel anywhere? What am I asking me for? I don't know.